This right here is known as the interventricular septum. So if I say identify the part of the heart, the answer is going to be interventricular septum. If I say to you identify the layer of the heart, layer has to be myocardium, which is the muscular layer. If we look at the myocardium on the right ventricle, you're going to notice that it is smaller or thinner than the left ventricle. And that should be pretty obvious because the left ventricle has to be thicker to pump the blood to the rest of the body, whereas the right ventricle, the thinner side, only has to pump blood to the lungs, which are basically lateral to the heart. So as we move up, again, this is the ascending aorta, arch of the aorta, descending aorta. First branch is the brachiocephalic trunk. Second branch is the left common carotid. And then this branch right here is as well as this, is all part of the subclavian. So if we actually follow that around, you can see that that's the left subclavian. So again, left subclavian. Next, if we look at, let's look at this one. This right here is the superior vena cava. The two vessels that drain into the superior vena cava are the right and the left brachiocephalic veins. If we look at this vessel, this is the left subclavian vein, and this is the internal and the external jugular vein. So again, internal jugular vein, external jugular vein, left subclavian vein, brachiocephalic vein. Brachiocephalic vein, left and right brachiocephalic veins drain into the superior vena cava. So people often ask me, where does one begin and one end? The internal jugular and the external jugular is going to be the division point, or really the end of where the subclavian ends. So the subclavian is giving off, or really I should say that the internal and the external jugular veins are leading into the subclavian. Once we get past this stick, then it now becomes brachiocephalic, and now it becomes superior vena cava. The other side is going to be an exact opposite, same thing, just on the opposite side. This is going to be the internal jugular vein, external jugular vein, subclavian vein, leading into the brachiocephalic vein. Now, one last item. These smaller vessels that you see right here are pretty small. They're coming off of the subclavian. This is the vertebral artery, which is in red, and the blue is going to be the vertebral vein. Next, we have this vessel that leads directly into the superior vena cava. So this vessel that's right here, it's in blue, you can see it's in blue, leads directly into the superior vena cava. That is the azygous vein. Again, that's the azygous vein, which should make sense because it's going to be drained directly into the superior vena cava. And that looks like all we have.